Welcome back to the channel for another player interview. Today I'm delighted to be joined by Tiffany William from London. Tiffany, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you.
Perfect. So you sort of last played in November 2019 in Sweden, and you retired from your final match through injury. How is the
Hmm.
injury now when you're sort of back playing tennis now?
Yeah, the injury is it's much better. It's getting better. It's a daily process. But unfortunately, it did affect me for quite a while, and I wasn't able to play. After that, I had a few months off. So yeah, which is kind of helpful that Corona kind of intertwined with that, so I was able to have more time to rest and kind of recuperate.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm hoping to get back to competition in July, and yeah, everything's good so far.
What are your sort of first memories of picking up the tennis racket, and who were your early inspirations in tennis that sort of inspired you to continue and pursue a career in the sport?
Definitely, my early memories were kind of, you know, uh, I would say I was also most inspired by other sports stars who weren't necessarily tennis players. For example, Tiger Woods and Muhammad Ali. They were definitely something that I saw regularly on the TV because my dad's a huge golf fan. So that was just a name that was always in our household. But then, obviously, as I started to get into tennis more, definitely I took inspiration from Serena Williams and Venus. I mean, how can you not take inspiration from them? Because what they've achieved and how they started and everything like that kind of mirrors a little bit of my kind of early beginnings as well. So yeah, that's it's definitely a motivation for me seeing them at such a high level.
Did your family have a sporting background?
My dad, yes, he did play football. He played in Italy, amateur, but he didn't want to go pro. But obviously, the circumstances back then, education, and just not
Mhm.
having the kind of facilities and ability, sponsors and stuff like that to go pro, he unfortunately wasn't able to. But he's definitely the very sporty one of the family, so that's inspired me for sure.
So just sort of moving on to your junior career, you had a fantastic junior career representing Great Britain and being ranked number one and two for under
Mm.
16, under 18 age groups before getting that scholarship at 17 to go to the
Yeah.
USA and play tennis. So how do you sort of sum up your junior career and how much did you enjoy that early success?
Yeah, definitely a chance to play to play for Great Britain was definitely something that I very much enjoyed. It was a great experience. Obviously, as a junior, it's hard to kind of make sacrifices that you need to make when you're young. So those had their ups and downs, obviously, and it was difficult at times to realize that okay, I have to kind of do this and do that to be able to achieve this. And at a young age, you just want to really play with your friends and do normal stuff. So it was difficult, but it's nothing that I regret at all, and it's definitely made me the person that I am today. And the aspect of traveling and seeing different, countries and everything like that. Not many teenagers get to experience that, so that was definitely a fun part of the tour, I guess, at that age.
So it was 2012 when you moved to Middle State Tennessee University to
Mhm.
study psychology and play college tennis. Just
Yeah.
talk to us about how that move came about and why you chose to move to US.
Well, I would have loved to obviously go onto the tour when I was 17, but circumstances didn't allow, financial uh, problems, and also, just the fact of getting an education whilst being able to still play tennis. I mean, that was definitely something that was very appealing. So it was kind of a joint decision between myself and my family, and we decided that going to college was the best move at that time. So yeah.
What type of psychology did you study? And do you think it helps with your tennis as well?
Well, actually, we actually did a variety of psychology. Like I did abnormal psychology, like behavioral psychology, development, every single kind of psychology. So I'm kind of wide versed in psychology, I guess. And I didn't really specify in terms of sports psychology, but definitely understanding the brain more and all those things to do with kind of the human behavior. It definitely has helped a little bit, but obviously, as they say, it's hard to kind of use your own advice on yourself. So it's not always easy.
So there's a lot of junior players watch these videos that compete at national and regional level, and I
Mm,
think you get around 17, 18, and you're wondering whether to turn pro or move to university or the US scholarship route. And would you
yeah.
recommend the move to the US universities? Was it something you enjoyed and felt that you got there?
Yeah, definitely. I would definitely recommend going to American uni because obviously not only do you get the tennis scholarship and you get to study something that you can then later use in life as a backup or anything like that, but also the aspect of the team spirit. You kind of learn and understand what it is to be in a team and how, to kind of interact with, people in your other kind of world of sports and not just tennis. So you're able to interact with basketball players or swimmers or golf players, so just understanding everyone else's sport and how collectively we have the same kind of drive and stuff like that was very useful. And obviously tennis being an individual sport, being in that team aspect was massively helped me a lot as well. It allowed me to kind of, I guess, relax a little bit more, and not feel so much pressure that you do when you're playing just for yourself. So yeah, it was really
Yeah,
good.
I've spoke to a few British players like Paul Job and Peniston and Victoria
Mm.
Allen, and they've all just said brilliant things about the US tennis and said
Yeah.
they look after you so well, the coaching so good,
Yeah, yeah.
just the level of play is brilliant as well. Um,
Mm.
so you graduated in 2015 before moving to France full time to pursue your tennis career. And why did you make that move, and sort of what benefits did that bring to your career as well?
Well, I made that move to France mainly because I didn't really have a coach after I finished university. So fortunately, I kind of somehow, it was really odd. I don't know how this happened, but somehow I got into contact with someone that I had known when I was about 12 years old, a coach. And so he was obviously from France. So I was able to then move there and then train kind of with him solely. So that was actually very, very lucky. But yeah, other than that, I wouldn't have had really any other direction to go. So yeah, I think that was just a very, very lucky opportunity there. Yeah.
So you're currently training in East Finchley in London. You're sort of happy with your current training setup and think you can get future success with this current setup.
Well, currently, obviously, at East Finchley, I don't have a coach. I currently don't have a full-time coach. So there, it's more I'm just kind of hitting with people and kind of just trying to hit with the coaches. There's a coach there that does help me sometimes, but it's not anything kind of regimented. It's just one-offs.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's more so just kind of trying to work out when people are free to hit and, hitting with my dad sometimes in the local park. So it's not something that I want to have permanently in future. I want to kind of get something more regimented and more in line with kind of the direction that I want to go. So yeah, that's definitely something temporary for now. Yeah.
So you've won a couple of ITF doubles events over the past couple of years. Just what are your sort
Yeah.
of long-term goals in both singles and doubles?
Definitely my long-term goal in singles is to be top 50. That's always been one of my goals from very young. In doubles I've actually just started to kind of learn to love it as I played college tennis because I never really liked it before. But as I said, college has definitely helped with that. So yeah, I would say as in terms of doubles, I'd love to, go as far as possible as well. Top 100, top 50, that would be an icing on the cake really. So yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Since the start of lockdown, a lot of sort of problems within the ITF tennis have surfaced, and
Yeah.
the ITF are putting together a player council, which should have,
Mm,
a massive positive effect on ITF tennis. But through speaking
mm.
to different players on interviews, you sort of realise what goes on. And I just sort of wondered, from a player's point of view, who's competing in the ITF now for a couple of years, what is your sort of opinion on the ITF tennis and how it could be improved, really?
Yeah, I mean, the players have kind of been unhappy, I guess, with the situation that we are faced in ever since the ITF decided to kind of change the ranking system at the beginning of last year. So ever since that happened, there's always been this kind of underlying tension, I guess, between the players and the ITF. So I guess this COVID-19 period has kind of brought all those things to light, more so And I think it's good. I mean, I'm all for it. Like, I really think that it needed to happen, and it needed to be, kind of dealt with, because for too long now, us players in the ITF have experienced not as good treatment as obviously the ATP and WTA players. And I think that some things can definitely be changed in terms of the accommodation and just helping the players to achieve what they desire to achieve more, rather than it being more like a corporation and kind of, dictated, so to speak. It should be more kind of helping the players to achieve their goals. And I think I'm all for it, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the ITF Player Council will hopefully, have a lot of positive effects, because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's the players that suffer from it, and they experience it, so they probably know best of how to, improve it.
Yeah, exactly.
In
Yeah,
the future. So, as I say, I've interviewed a lot of British players recently who've achieved a lot in their careers, and particularly the ITF circuit, and they don't sort of get the media exposure or the support that they deserve, which is something I'm trying to change. And yeah, I'm just trying to get more people following the sport and watching, attending events, particularly in the UK. And I've noticed you've got a website that I think is something that a lot of players should have, and it gives you your background information and your achievements, and just sort of get to know you more as a person as well as a player. Great for building relationships with fans, and I think it's massive. Definitely a positive thing, and I just sort of wondered why you run that website and whose idea it was, really.
Yeah, well, the website actually started it quite a while ago. It was my dad's idea to kind of gain, I guess, some sponsorship and stuff like that, especially when I moved to France, because I came back from the USA, having had all that support from the LTA prior to leaving for the US. When I came back, I did not have that same support. I did not have that same kind of support system to kneel back on, and they kind of, just kind of left me and didn't really, I guess, care for me anymore after I had come back from the USA. So that was kind of hard to take, obviously. So I just kind of had to start afresh, I guess, and obviously starting a GoFundMe campaign, kind of trying to help them bring awareness to what I'm trying to achieve and stuff like that. So yeah, that was one of the reasons why the website was started, just to kind of gain exposure, and stuff like this, like you're doing as well, I think it's amazing, because like us players who are playing at this level, we are, striving to achieve our dreams, and it's good to sometimes have that recognition from people like yourself and other people. So it's definitely something that is positive all round for us, definitely.
Yeah, I just think the more sort of people that watch these interviews and like players and start attending UK events or watching tennis.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Improve British tennis. Hopefully.
Yeah. Because I think people have the idea that as soon as you play tennis, no matter what level you are, you must be really, getting paid well, or, in a good circumstance, which is definitely not the case for a lot of ITF players. So yeah, it's really good to bring that to life.
Yeah, I was talking to Anna Popescu about this the other day, and I think we were saying when it comes out Naomi Osaka's overtook Serena Williams and the highest paid sportsman in the world. I think everybody sees tennis as an elitist sport and think everybody plays it as rich. But the gap in prize money between the top and the bottom players is huge, and you think the only top 100 players make profit year upon year, and
exactly.
It is for players at the ITF level to have a successful career, really. So just talking about the rest of 2020, it's obviously quite difficult not knowing when we're going to get competitive tennis back, but you just sort of hard at home and just waiting for the phone call, really, and ready to go as soon as you can.
Yeah, definitely. I'm raring to go. I've been practicing quite a bit with my dad every morning and in the afternoons as well. So yeah, getting as fit as I can. Actually, it's a good time because I'm able to work more on my fitness. So I'm getting as fit as I can, ready for competition. I think there is a competition in the second week of July. I think it's on the Progress Tour, and I've entered for that in singles, and I've entered in doubles. But unfortunately, I think it's only 16 singles and 8 doubles. So hopefully I get into either or both. That would be great. So I can have some matches to kind of start the year. It sounds weird to say start the year in July.
So just sort of last couple of questions. What is your dream achievement in tennis?
Dream achievement, yeah. I mean, of course, I would love to be win a Grand Slam. Wimbledon and US Open are definitely two Grand Slams that I aspire to win for sure. And like I said, top 50, top 10. If I can get to that position, it would be absolutely amazing. Yeah, definitely. And most importantly, sorry, just to add, in terms of people who have come from a similar background as myself, I feel like I would love to inspire people from my kind of background to know that anything is possible. Just like Serena and Venus inspired me when I was young, I'd love to also pass that on to the younger generation and do the same. So for me, that is also a driving force as well when I'm playing.
Yeah, I think that's important. Certainly, given the current circumstances and what's going on, I've, been watching a lot of Coco Gauff, and obviously she's a fantastic, player on the court and what she's done at that young age. But I don't know if you've seen a protest speech that she done.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
The way she sort of speaks with, such passion and sense, really, that young age is definitely inspiring for, a lot of players coming through. But I also noticed you've got a YouTube channel, and just sort of about that and what sort of content you put in it as well.
Yeah, that's just something that I've always wanted to kind of start a YouTube channel, and I thought, why not just kind of share my, kind of a little bit of knowledge, I guess, that I have in terms of fitness and nutrition and stuff like that. So that's literally how that came about. One day, my friend was just like, Tiffany, just do it, just start it. This period is the perfect time to kind of get the ball rolling. So yeah, that's literally what that is. Yeah.
So yeah, I'll leave the links to your website and YouTube and social medias not in the description below. But yeah, thanks a lot for your time. Best of luck for the rest of 2020 and the rest of your tennis career, and hopefully we'll catch up at another point.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks a lot. Take care.
You too.